Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Deborah Small here. First of all, I would like to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to my channel. We've got some wonderful things in store that we're going to be coming out with every week, and hopefully it's going to help you in your day-to-day life, because I think that that's very important right now, is that people have access to information that's going to help them in their day-to-day life. There's so many things happening on our planet, happening just with humanity. So we need all the help that we can get. You all know that I'm the author of the Self-Repair Toolkit, and today I'm going to take one of the tools out of my book, and it's called triggers. I think what's important to understand is that when somebody triggers something in you, it can be anger, it can be resentment, whatever it is that's triggered in you, I think it's very important for us to recognize that that trigger has already been in you. And then the person who comes from the outside, when they say or do something, when they trigger that something in you, it's already there. So it's really yours. It's not so much that we have to blame them or be angry at them for triggering it. It's more recognizing that it's already in you and what can you do to change it. So I'm going to give you a few tips. If somebody comes in and they trigger in you anger, then take a moment, take a step back, and ask yourself, why am I feeling angry? Okay, when you identify why you're feeling angry, for example, the person maybe said, oh, she's ugly. Let's just take that for example. So why did you get angry when that person was saying you're ugly? So it can be one of two things. The first thing is, you think that you are ugly too, and so you have that belief system that's already there. And so when that person on the outside says it to you, it feels like they said something that was negative towards you. But if you already believe that, it's the only way that you can be triggered by that. So taking that responsibility and understanding that I have something to do with it. So not giving them all the blame, but taking some of that blame on yourself and say, okay, what can I do to change this? So once you understand that it's your responsibility to figure out why you got triggered by that person, that's what we call self-healing. When you understand that you have the capacity for self-healing, then your kind of happiness is in your hand. Because if your happiness is in the hand of someone else outside of you, it's kind of like a candle in the wind. It's not yours, and you don't, it's up and down. You never know when you're going to have it or not have it. So this way, when you're taking responsibility for something that's triggered inside of you, then you are also able to become free from that. So with taking responsibility comes freedom. So that's really important to understand here. Now you can move forward in your life without blaming other people when you are triggered for something. One of the key things is for you to be able to identify triggers. So often when we are in the moment and we're getting angry because somebody triggered something in us, it's not possible always to take that responsibility. So the most important thing that I would say, I'll give you a tip, when you are triggered, take a step back. Just take a little pause and take that step back, and that's going to allow you to identify what it is within you that was triggered, rather than putting all your attention on the outside of yourself or the other person or that thing that angered you. Because if you put your attention on the outside, you will not get relief. But if you bring it inside, then you can evaluate within yourself what you can do. So basically you're saying to yourself, what is in my control? What do I have control over? We do not have control over the person outside of ourselves. We only have control over our own feelings, emotions, thoughts, and so on. So there is where we have to change it. So again, having a perception of yourself, of how you are triggered, of why you were triggered, is going to help you to what? To gain that freedom. What are we looking for? We're all looking for some kind of freedom really in our life, and but we keep thinking we have to get it from the outside world, and that's never going to happen. If you don't create freedom within yourself, meaning if you don't take a moment and take a step back and a pause to understand why you got triggered, you will not have that freedom, because you will always think the person on the outside has to do something for you or to you to perhaps correct that feeling of anger or correct that feeling of jealousy. And here's the thing, is that nobody's going to do that for you. You are the only person that can do it for yourself. So that's what I would say for this week. Think about when you get triggered. You don't even have to wait until you get triggered the next time. You can just right now take a piece of paper and take a pen and write down a couple of times when you were triggered, and write down what your reactions were and why you think you had those reactions, because there's always a way back. What are we trying to do? We're always trying to get to the root cause of the situation. There was a moment in time when you decided something about yourself that was triggered somewhere in your life, and you were just running with that. So now that you know how you can identify your triggers, now you can actually shift them and change them. If you are triggered, it's about you. It's not about the other person or the thing that triggered you. It's that you are triggered because you already have that belief system, and it could be that belief system comes from an early childhood memory or some interaction you had with somebody, and you decided to believe that. So when you can change your mind about that, then when somebody else triggers you again in that same way, it won't have the same effect. And so that's the main message for today, is understanding that when you are triggered, it's your responsibility to understand why. And so do this little exercise. Take a pen, take some paper, and write down some of your triggers. And then you can know them. So next time when somebody triggers them in you again, what are we going to do? We're going to take a moment and we're going to pause. Step back from the situation, evaluate the situation, and say, what can I do to change this? And then you let the other person who triggered you, you just let them go. So you don't have to worry about that they should come and apologize to you, because you might wait your whole life and they will never come. So I'll leave you with that tip today, how to understand when you are triggered and why you are triggered and what you can do. Now, if you find that you need some more help, my book is available. You can also get the book. The link is in my bio. And there's also an online course that's completely self-directed. I'll leave it in the description box, and then you can get some more help there. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope this is going to help you in some small way. We'll be back next week with another little video that can help you in your life day to day. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.